שלום לכם וערב טוב. לפחות תורם אחד להפגנת המחאה הגדולה במוצאי שבת נחשף הערב. זהו המיליארדר היהודי-אמריקני דניאל אברהם. אברהם מרבה לתרום לפוליטיקאים ולארגונים שמקדמים את השלום במזרח התיכון. בעיניו זו הייתה הפגנה למען השלום במוצאי שבת, והמניע שלו היה פוליטי לגמרי.
I've always supported these things. I mean, I've always been for the peace process and against building and settlements and stuff like that.
מי הוא דניאל אברהם? בכמה מילים.
אז ככה, מדובר ביהודי אמריקני עשיר, בן 87, שבין היתר גם הקים את המרכז לשלום במזרח התיכון, היה גם תורם של פרס.
המים הירדני, נשיאים, עשירי עולם, לרגע נדמה כי נמצאים בבועה, רחוקים מהקשיים הנוכחיים המעיבים על תהליך השלום. איך זה שאת ראש הממשלה אנחנו לא נראה פה הערב?
אנחנו לא אופוזיציה, אנחנו לא מחתרת, אנחנו גם לא זרוע ממשלה.
Do you think Hamas is a terrorist organization?
Not any more than IDF is.
I do support the boycott of Israeli settlements and settlement products.
Do you support the boycott, divestment, and sanction movement?
More now than I did.
So I think you need a new world order that China has to be part of the process of creating it.
יש מזרח תיכון חדש, מה אני יכול לעשות?
And actually the marriage, in many respects, of J Street here, NIF and its family in Israel.
Right from the start, the revolution consultants follow a specific strategy, a strategy developed by the Serbian organization Otpor. This organization mobilized millions of people to bring about the downfall of Serbian leader Slobodan Milosevic. Their strategy became a blueprint, proving successful once again when used in the revolution in Egypt. Otpor organized workshops in the outskirts of Cairo. In these workshops, we were trained in the art of peaceful resistance.
The institutions that support him, you take those away, the regime has to fall. The institutions that support him, you take those away, the regime has to fall.
Actors in Otpor went on to create Canvas, as you mentioned, and operate in some 50 countries. They are simply following an agenda given them by people in Washington for regime change. They're using this deniability that they're simply idealistic young people from Serbia who did it successfully and are so happy about it they want to show the rest of the world. That's hardly a plausible explanation in my view. I think they're getting well financed by American intelligence services for doing this, and the target countries they target, like Egypt and most recently, and so are precisely the countries that are on the Pentagon agenda for destabilization and regime change.
Makes it a political issue. He demands recognition, respect, human rights, and he rallies a large group of people. And there are violent clashes between him and police, his group and ordinary people, no matter what. It's black against white, yellows against green, doesn't matter where the division line goes. As long as this group come into antagonistic clash, that is destabilization process. The sleepers, many of whom are simply KGB agents, become leaders of the process of destabilization. The person who takes care is already here. He is a respected citizen of the United States. Sometimes he gets money from various foundations for his legitimate struggle for, I don't know, human rights, women's rights, kid lib, prison lib, whatever.
של כולכם שיכול להיות פה חלום ואתם הרסתם את זה. תזכרו את זה תמיד. לצלם אנשים שבאו לרמוס חלומות. לצלם את כולם. רבותיי, יסר.
תם הטקס, תודה לכל מי שתמך ועזר, אתם רואים?
בשלב הבא תפגינו בלוויות של חיילים?
מה השלב הבא שלך?
מה את חושבת על ההפגנה של החבר'ה האלה?
Destabilization process usually leads directly to the process of crisis. The process starts when the legitimate bodies of power, the social structure collapse. It cannot function anymore. So instead, we have artificial's body injected into society, such as non-elected committees, social workers who are not elected by people, media who are self-appointed rulers of your opinion.
בסוף סוף אתם תבינו שאתם 3% באוכלוסייה. אבל אתם לא העם. אתם ממש לא העם.
אנחנו 3% ואנחנו האיכות.
Some strange groups which claim that they know how to lead society forward. They don't usually. All they care is how to collect donations and sell their own concocted ideology, mixture of religion and ideology.
התנ"ך בתחת שלי. זה התנ"ך, זה בתחת שלי. תתבייש לך. אני גאה בזה. תתבייש לך.
Here, we have all this artificial's body claiming power. If the power is denied to them, they take it by force.
פרופסור יוסי יונה הוא יושב ראש צוותי המומחים של המחאה החברתית.
אחד משניים.
אחד משניים. אביה ספיבק.
אכן.
מי שהיה משנה לנגיד בנק ישראל הוא השני. אתה חוקר תרבות באוניברסיטת בן גוריון ומכון ון ליר.
What kind of revolution? There was no revolution yet, and yet they had the committees. They were taking power of judgment. They had the power of execution, they had the power of legislation, and that they had the power of judicial. All of them combined in one person, who is half-baked intellectual, sometimes graduated from Harvard University or Berkeley. He comes back to his country and he thinks that he knows the answer to all the social, economical problems.
I think you need a new world order that China has to be part of the process of creating it.
You'd think that this thing was some Bolshevik plot.